Hello everyone and welcome back to the Enhance Your Business Show. My name is Chris Pastrana and today we're here with Thomas Donovan from the Crossroads Recovery Center. How's it going?
Excellent. Yourself?
Good. So let's get started. Tell me a little bit about yourself and let's talk about the business.
Sure. I am first of all, I'd like to tell everybody I'm a recovered alcoholic and a former police officer.
Okay.
I was one of these people that, coped with trauma and coped with life by drinking.
Yeah.
So while I was working in law enforcement, we experienced a lot of trauma. We experienced a lot of things. And I saw a lot of the impact of alcohol, not only on myself, but on my brother and sister law enforcement officers. I had one of my friends, I was a Methuen police officer for 17 years. I was a North Andover, Mass police officer for 8.
Yeah.
And one of my friends took her life as a result of alcoholism. And 2 other police officers I know made attempts on their lives. So, in my recovery, I decided that I wanted to pursue a career that could kind of help combat substance abuse, not only with police officers, but I'm also an Army veteran too. So Initially I started specifically just going into mental health and substance abuse to work with veterans and public safety, fire and police. But as I started working in community mental health, I worked at Greater National Mental Health Center, I worked at Elder Services, I worked in private practice. And as I started working in the field, I decided that to change, in my recovery and in my personal life, decided to change my life completely and retired as a police officer and dedicated myself completely to substance abuse and mental health. Okay. So my partner, I own the business with my partner, Barry Pietrantonio. Barry and I have known each other for 30 years. Okay. I met him in 1985. Barry's wife, her brother was married to my sister, and we kind of met at a pool party at my house. So Barry and I have kind of dabbled in substances for 34 years. Yeah. And coincidentally, when I got recovered in 2009, I'm sitting in my first AA meeting going, what am I doing here? And in walks Barry. Barry walks in, and he was getting recovered too. And at the time, I was in the process of going back to school and changing and looking at changing my life and changing my career. So Barry and I started going to meetings and talking, and I'm like, Barry, you're good at this. Why don't you work in recovery as well? And so I got my license and my degree, and I encouraged Barry to do the same, and he went and got his master's degree. Yeah. And for many years, Barry and I sat like 2 guys on a bar stool. We joke and laugh about it all the time, like 2 guys going, hey, someday we'll have our own place. And we started working in different places. Yeah. And we saw the way different treatment centers were doing things, and it's not that they were bad, it's just, sometimes in some of these places the business side takes over, and we decided that we wanted to open up our own place, specifically in southern New Hampshire, because we knew that there's limited services in New Hampshire in general. Yeah. But so we opened up Crossroads Recovery Center in December of 2017. We have a third partner, Barry's brother, that is kind of a financial investor, so to speak, who kind of invested in our company and allowing us to open up the doors. So what we did differently than a lot of other treatment centers is we decided that we were going to go and network with all the insurance companies, and to be honest with you, it's been a real struggle. Yeah. The credentialing process, to getting paid process, but we're a Medicaid provider because we saw a lot of these clients were falling through the cracks. Any client that calls, a community mental health center is told 3 to 6 months waiting list, and we don't want to do that. We are a dual diagnosis facility, which means we do mental health and we do substance abuse. Mm-hmm. We are licensed mental health counselors, so we can treat both, not just substance abuse. In fact, half of our clients is mental health specific. So we're therapists. Yeah. We do individual counseling. We do group counseling or intensive outpatient counseling, which is intensive outpatient means that it's a service where clients attend group 3, 4, 5 days a week. We run a daytime group, which goes from 8:30 to 12:30, and then we run a nighttime group that goes from 5:30 to 8:30.
Okay.
Our nighttime group is doing very well. Our daytime not so well, but I think a lot of it has to do with, I mean, because I was in that position too. When you're trying to get recovered and you're trying to work on you, you still have to pay the bills.
Yeah.
So we try to work with a lot of the working class people. I mean, professionals. I mean, people can function and go to treatment. I was
Yeah.
one of them, as well as Barry was one of them too. So we're trying to make treatment guided around the individual. We have some clients that might just attend one group a week and see a therapist. We also have a nurse practitioner that comes in at least one time a week. And anybody that's part of our program, especially the intensive outpatient, sees our nurse practitioner, not always for medication,
Mhm.
but to evaluate. Do you know what medications are you taking?
Yeah.
Do you know what they are? A lot of people come out of like a detox and they get, a list of medications, so they don't even know what they're for.
Yeah.
So we like to educate, see what's appropriate. Some people get diagnosed while they're still under the influence, which, different schools of thought may be appropriate, may not be appropriate. So we like to evaluate that, get some sobriety time before you actually make a diagnosis on somebody. So it's challenging. The insurance companies make it extremely difficult. There's nothing easy about it.
Yeah.
But we're in this to help people, and we're just trying to maintain. So, we're open pretty much every day except for on the weekends. I occasionally do Saturday. I see clients occasionally on Saturdays just to kind of fit into the schedule the best we can.
Yeah.
So.
All right, cool. So, I don't know if you mentioned where's your facility located?
We are located in Salem, New Hampshire on 155 Main Street, diagonally across from the Salem Main Fire Station.
Yeah.
Very convenient. The registry is across the street. We have multiple pizza shops around us. So it's very convenient to a lot of people in Pelham, Salem. We see a lot of clients in Londonderry. Couple other programs we're working on. I was reached out by some of my peers about adolescents and substance abuse.
Mm-hmm.
There is only one program in the whole state of New Hampshire that targets and assists adolescents with substance abuse. And they work out of Dover. They work out of Newton. They work out of Rochester. So my partner and I are saying, well, what about kids in Salem? What about kids in Pelham? What about kids in Londonderry? They're going to have to go, inconvenience parents and go to Rochester after work to attend a group. So we're trying to gauge the interest of adolescent treatment. We've been in contact with, we've been in good contact with Superintendent Delahunty and Vice Superintendent Mara Palmer in Salem, New Hampshire. I have a meeting to meet with Pinkerton Academy in Derry on the 28th of September. We're trying to work with Windham schools to try to get the word out that, we have availability to accept clients. We currently have 3 therapists that work full-time, myself, Barry, and a woman by the name of Margaret Souls, who has extensive mental health as well as substance abuse treatment experience out of she worked at Farnham and a bunch of other places. So that's another thing that's unique is our people are, everybody's educated and trained. It's not one of those treatment centers where, we're just people that just, are in recovery. I think that's important, but I think knowing the ethics, knowing the morals, knowing the system, and knowing different modalities, I think having a combination of it. The ultimate treatment model is to have every component, is to have, you need therapists, but then you need a peer support specialist. Then you need a case manager. Then you need a nurse practitioner. You need someone to help people find jobs. I mean, that is the best scenario for anybody in recovery. There's a video, or they talk about this guy Johan Hari. He talks about on what you used to think about addiction is false, and he talks about this particular experiment called the rat experiment,
Mhm.
where you take a rat and you put one in a cage with just water
Mhm.
and a bottle of water and a bottle of water and cocaine, and that rat is left in the cage by itself in an isolated type of environment. Well, that rat dies, overdoses and dies, and drinks the cocaine water. Then they take another rat and they put him in an environment where they have the same 2 bottles of water and cocaine,
Yeah.
but then they put that rat in an environment where they have friends, they have toys, they have mates, they have an environment. The ideal recovery is to have life, is to be part of life again, is to have fun, recovery, pleasure, employment, satisfaction, respect, all of it. It's not just go into treatment and get out. Go into treatment, get out. Because treatment can become an addiction too.
Mhm.
AA meetings are very helpful, but if you don't supplement treatment in AA meetings with fun and life, then you're not going to have a complete rat park or a complete life.
Yeah.
So, recovery has multifaceted. Sometimes medication's part of that recovery. If you have a mental illness, you need an antidepressant or an anti-anxiety medication. That is part of recovery.
Yeah.
So there's many pieces, and we're trying to fill all those voids. And another thing, too, is clients that attend our program can always attend a group, no matter what stage of treatment they are. But we believe in aftercare. We don't just cut you loose. Finish your IOP treatment and we say, see ya. We we try to accommodate people as much as we can. We do try to, for people that can't pay, we try to work with them. Maybe so-and-so pays $50 a week or whatever. People are more invested in recovery when they pay for it.
Yeah.
So we try to make people pay something, and we try to scholarship as much as we can. So there's a balance, trying to pay the bills and trying to survive and trying to help people as much as we
Yeah.
can.
So that's interesting. A lot of that I can see. So it's kind of funny that you say that they're more invested when they put
Right.
something into it.
Yeah.
So that's interesting, because a lot of places, it goes on, the insurance, but you don't actually really pay for it. So you get a lot of in and out of rehab,
Right.
kind of like that process.
It's like a cycle.
Yeah. So I like that. You put work in.
Right.
you have to be part of the process, part of the system,
Right.
and the rest it doesn't work.
And we encourage our clients, get a job, build some self-respect, build some self-esteem.
Yeah.
If you are in a position where you can't work, why not volunteer and help somebody? Do something. There's a new food pantry in Salem, New Hampshire. There's food pantries in Nashua. I mean, do something with your life that gives you meaning.
Yeah.
Become part of. If you don't become part of life, then what are you seeking recovery for?
Yeah. Yeah. So you said your facility is outpatient
It is.
predominantly? Okay. So it's not like what you would typically see for a rehab center. It's people
Correct.
who are figuring it out afterwards. I'm taking
Yeah.
it. It's kinda-
People go to, we get a lot of clients that go to detox programs,
Yeah.
and then after detox, they're discharged, and then they come to us.
Okay.
The best model for treatment is to go from a detox to maybe either a partial hospitalization program or an intensive outpatient program. We do an intensive outpatient program, and that means you could be with us 5 days a week.
Yeah.
You see your nurse, you see your therapist, you sit in groups, you build connections, because connections is key.
Yeah.
A lot of people that come in, the only people they've known are people that use their friends or their family, and again, coming in, not only changing who they are when they come in, but changing those triggers, changing those circles to where they can learn to become, enjoy life without a substance is really what recovery is about.
Yeah.
Is how do I live without it? I mean, that was a big thing with me and I always use myself an example, because when I quit drinking, I sat there and I said, what do I do now? Because I couldn't cut the lawn without liquor. And a lot of people experience that. Well, what do I do now? Well, if I come to a group and I retrain my brain and do something different, because that's what it's really about, is retraining my thinking process.
Yeah.
And then I make some friends along the way that said, hey, why don't you come with us? Let's go bowling, or let's go have a coffee, or let's go to the beach. And see that other people are having fun in recovery. That makes all the difference.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. Not myself, but my family, we have there's a good bit of addiction there, right?
Right.
So I have had a lot of experience with kind of moving through this in the past, and I think you're hitting it pretty good. Like, community is important. Having a good family is important. Being able to get rid of the bad connections and putting new good ones in place is huge for recovery. So I like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, another part too is awareness of triggers, awareness of thoughts.
Yeah.
Awareness if maybe I have depression, but if I have awareness of a thought coming to my mind, like a craving or a depressive thought, then maybe I can do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way we learn about awareness is by structure and practice.
Yeah.
And that's what we try to teach. You got to have, okay, what worked for me today? I had a great day. So let me reflect. What worked for me today? I got to repeat that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm sitting in a group and I hear a coping skill that somebody, hey, I love to go for runs on the beach, and I'm sitting there going, you know what? Yeah, I love the beach too. Maybe I'll try that. So you learn from others as well.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, I guess it makes sense. I was going to say, at what point does someone know, I need to go talk to somebody? But if they've already been through the rehab, then I guess they probably know.
Right.
But would anyone kind of skip the rehab part and just end up at your door? Is that common as well, or is it?
Yeah, we've had some people come in, and I've had clients again. I had a client once that came and he tried to get detox, and his $6,000 deductible didn't allow him to go to detox.
Yeah.
So the system forced this poor guy to detox at home.
Yeah.
He had to detox at home, and we took him. We took him in because it's better that he has something rather than nothing. We, of course, got to be, when we think about accepting a client, we got to make sure the client can, number one, benefit from what we offer, but we also have to think of the body as a whole. We got to think of all the clients.
Yeah, because you're introducing a person into that community. You need to be careful because, like you said, a bad connection could hurt more people than help.
Right.
Yeah.
The majority of the people that come to us want recovery.
Yeah.
We want it. They participate. They show up. They're respectful to others. And that makes it exciting.
Yeah.
We had 13 people in group last night, which is the most we ever had, and it was amazing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, where are you looking to take this moving forward? Because you guys are pretty. How long have you been in business? We've
been in business since December. We're in the unique position where, initially it was Barry and I, and then when we grow, we hire.
Yeah.
And right now we're getting to the point where, it's still extremely slow, but when we have the opportunity to grow, we'll hire.
Yeah.
And that's what we'll do. We'll hire because you have to have a great, we're not going to take 20 clients and throw them in and not have that one-to-one counselor relationship that I think is also important.
Yeah.
You got to have client to clinician ratio, client to facilitator ratio.
Yeah.
So we don't know where it's going to go. I mean, we want to grow. We get a lot of interest too in not only the adolescents, but we're seeing, opioid crisis is very, very important.
Yeah.
But we lose sight of mental health.
Yeah.
We lose sight of there's a lot of people experiencing mental health. So we're exploring doing groups just for mental health specific, intensive outpatient groups as well. So we'll grow as much as the system allows us to.
Yeah.
Within ethical boundaries.
Yeah.
We are just to let you know, we've been inspected. Boy, we've been inspected so many times. The state of New Hampshire through a clear station. We were a clear station facility and a laboratory, so we could do drug testing. We were inspected by them. Then WellSense inspected us. Then New Hampshire Healthy Families inspected
Yeah.
us. Then Anthem Blue Cross sent someone to inspect us. But it's important because I believe that regulation is lacking in New Hampshire,
Mm-hmm.
and we welcome it. We have nothing to hide. The BDAS came down and visited our site. Not that they approved us as a site, but we were open door and saying, "Hey, come on in. Look at our policies. Look at our procedures. Look at our documentation. Look at our credentialing." You know, we're a legit facility, and I think that is something that is going to happen in the future. I
Yeah.
think regulation is bound to happen, and it should. You know, clients need to be protected.
Mm. Interesting. Awesome. So people that want to reach out, learn a little more, how do they get a hold of you?
Our main phone number is 603-912-4490. You can reach me at email, which is Tom, D as in Delta, at crossroadsrecoverycenter.com.
Okay.
Call
And
anytime.
Do you guys have a Facebook page?
We
Any
do.
Websites?
We actually, our Facebook page is www.crossroadsrecoverycenter.com.
Okay.
And we're on Facebook, Crossroads Recovery.
Awesome. Cool.
Very easy to
I'll link to
find
all
us.
those so they can get them as well.
Yeah,
Very cool.
and you know, we invite people to come and see us. If people
Yeah.
want to come and look at our facility, and you know, the way our building is unique, people walk in and they're just, wow, this is peaceful, and that
Mhm.
is what we're looking for, because that's
Yeah.
what we felt when we found this location.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like it. So thank you for joining me. This has been a lot of fun.
yeah, me as well. Love it.
Definitely. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's going to be it for today. So everyone be good, and if you have any questions, reach out.